High profit versus high volume, which is better? I've been through both sides, and especially in the cannabis space, you really have your pick on what you want to focus on in the wholesale space. You could focus on volume and quantity, or you can focus on lesser quantity and higher quality, which is also higher price. I've spent years doing both, and what I can say time and time again, and I would almost I would bet money that other people in the same industry or different industries as me with the same type of debate between volume or profit would eventually agree if you participate in this. So my take on things is the more volume you have, the more inventory you have to keep track of, the more sales you got to keep track of, the more logistics you got to keep track of, the more potential loss there is, the more paperwork there is, the more employees you need, the more salespeople you need. You get the picture? It just, more volume requires a lot more of everything as well. Lower volume but higher profit means you don't have to sell as many items, you don't have to sell as many units, and this allows you to have a lower overhead, a lower cost of goods, lower operating expenses, and these are all large benefits that are a great benefit to any company, especially in an economic downturn like we're in right now, because everyone knows that low expenses, low overhead is what allows people to survive times like this. And it's times like this that actually shake out all the poor operators, the overpriced operators, the ones that can't hang, the ones that don't know how to actually be in the market. So time and time again, we've seen this in the cannabis space, also in the crypto space. You see it all the time when things are great, the market's hot, everyone wants to get in and give everyone advice, but when it's a bear market, you can't hear anybody talking about it. It's crickets. Back to the video here. My conclusion, it's much better to focus on higher profits and move less volume and work yourself into those markets. Find buyers for it, find suppliers for it. Create a market if you got to, rather than trying to be a small fish in a big pond where you're able to move large amounts of volume and make small commissions per unit, but you're moving so much volume, those commissions add up. So don't get me wrong, the money's still great, but you have a higher potential for loss, you have a higher stress level, you have a higher headache, you have a higher management, you have a higher attention you need to spend to your management operations. So these are all aspects, plus more security too. If you have a high value product, you have to provide more security, higher risk, etc., especially if it's perishable too, like cannabis. And then you have to add in the variable of the shelf life. You can't just have boxes from China sitting on your warehouse shelf for years and still have inventory that could be sold. You only have a limited shelf life with cannabis. So that's a whole nother angle you got to account for if you're in a perishable goods type of sales channel. We all know sales is one of the best ways to earn a high salary, a high commission, to live a lifestyle that most people aren't with a regular 9-to-5 job. But that comes with risks of market downturns, risks of sales not going through consistently. So I've been in sales jobs before where we only got paid 100% commission, and I've seen people in the office actually not make sales week after week, and I'm literally in my head like, how can you be coming in, still showing up, and still not making anything? And the majority of those people all dwindled away. It was a very high turnover job. So fortunately for me, I was the top earner in the office, and I was in the top 3 all the time, every single week. And I truly attribute it to the 4 main sales techniques. I'll do another video on that. It's really an important skill. So when you're doing sales, having a high dollar amount product is sometimes harder to sell, in the sense that you have a smaller pool to fish out of. You have less potential buyers for that. But when you do, you're selling a quality product that you know is going to actually make someone satisfied, and it basically sells itself. You just got to connect the dots, and you have less headache, you have less overhead, less inventory, less volume. So I'm sure I made my point by now. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any disagreements, please leave them in the comments below. I really appreciate the feedback. And aside from that, while you're down below, click the subscribe button, click the Hi Chris link as well. That's where you'll get a lot of great content. And there's a lot of both informative free content on the website. There's paid content. You can do free coaching. I have a free coaching call on there, as well as paid ones, and also get the merchandise too that's coming out soon. That's all in the links below. And again, thank you for watching. Share my videos, share the channel. That really helps. I appreciate the support. It all comes individually, so every single one of you guys, each click counts, each subscription, each like, everything. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Be safe with your investing, and always do your research.